Somehow never had one of these. Not even in my hand. Billy, I appreciate it. This is a F95R Nl. It's M390. I think it's pretty much like a 4-inch blade. And about 8 3/4 length. I'm just diving right in here. Got 4.66 on the scale. See, that's why I don't necessarily love that little bead and where it is. It's the exact perfect length to get right there in the way, so when you go to flick it, boop. But that's somebody's personal preference. Billy sent me this, it's his knife, so I'm not going to sit there and mess with that. Or I'm not knocking the knife at all because of that either. But every blue moon I'll find myself somehow the blade won't open just because that bead kind of dropped down in the way. Anyway, I'll do one more measurement real quick since I just darted right into it. So it looks like we got about 0.15 inches. About 3.8 millimeters. And the handle thickness is a touch over 1/2 inch. 5.54. So this thing's awesome. It's kind of minimal packaging. Like I said, F95R Nl, it's M390. Not sure what the TS means. Carbon fiber, MRBS bearings. TS. Anyway, this thing's awesome. It's classy, it's elegant, it's butter smooth. It's everything that I thought it would be. Especially how big the knife is. It doesn't weigh very much. Obviously, this one's got carbon fiber inlays. Somebody was asking if this was the factory clip or not. From what he told me, he believes it is, but can't guarantee that, I guess. That's how it came to him. I like it a lot. It's practically a full flat grind. It's a very clean edge. The flipper tab on here is nice. I mean, it kind of looks big if you just sit there and zone out and stare at the tab itself, but when you look at how big the knife is and the blade, it's actually pretty damn small. And they did the geometry, the jimping, the angle, everything right. And when this little bead or lanyard thing doesn't get in my way, it is a freaking dream. And it is dropped shut. Lock bar is practically effortless to move it over. It sticks out a good amount, not to the point where it gets annoying when you're just holding and carrying it or using it, but there's a lot of purchase there. It's easy to get it, easy to manipulate. It's freaking awesome. It's very clean. There's no hot spots anywhere at all. Fit and finish is awesome. When I look inside, if the light will pick it up, very interesting milled insides on the scales. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. Just absolute butter smooth. It's dropped shut. Launches out of there quite fantastically, I might add, if that's a word. For a 4-inch blade, yeah, it's freaking awesome. And it's not my knife, so yes, I've pocketed it, but to say that I've really carried it or used it would be a straight up lie. I mean, I pocketed it at the house to see how it rode in the pocket. But I'm also making sure I take my keys out of my pocket and stuff. I'm not trying to scratch up somebody's blade that was awesome enough to send me it to check out. Now, a few of them have been kind of users, so that was a little bit different of a scenario. But anyway, I really like it. I see what the hype is with these. I'm disappointed in myself that I somehow haven't had one, but there's just so many there's just so many knives out there. There's so many badass knives and new stuff that just keeps coming. New makers, new stores, new designers, new collabs. It's never ending. Always wanted a Shiro. It has lived up. It has lived up to it. For a very quick size comparison, got a review dropping for this as well. Or by the time I post this one might already be up. The Lamia. This one's already up. Obviously, I've had this knife for a month or so now. The James Brand Barnes. And here it is compared to a Slice Bowie. And the other video that I posted today, and this is the last size comparison because I'm not one of those guys that's going to throw 40 knives up here, is the Ultimatum, the production. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm trying to keep my videos shorter nowadays. I really like the knife. There's nothing bad to say about it. There's no hot spots. It's butter. It carries in the pocket like it's a lot smaller than it is. Size weight ratio is ridiculous. So it gets all kinds of love from me.